Check us out, Joe. We're at Discovery Church, having a cup of coffee together.
Yep.
Good to be your friend all these years.
You've been a good friend, Bobby. Well, my name is Joe Bainby. I'm 62 years old, married, have 3 kids. My days consist of, when I get up, I eat breakfast, and for the rest of the day, on nice days, I sit out on the front porch, which is an enclosed front porch, and I read my Bible, or I'll stay in my easy chair in my room and read my Bible, my devotionals in my room, listening to a Christian radio station.
And how do you end your day?
Listen to Lectio 365.
Good.
And I read a couple chapters of my Bible before I go to bed.
You've told me a lot of great stories over the years, and I've learned a lot from you. And I think other people can learn a lot from you. But let's go back to an earlier time of your life when you were a child. You've told me some things about moving to a lot of different homes.
Well, the reason I was in so many different homes is because my parents were divorced, and they kept swapping me from one parent to the next because they said that neither one of them could take care of me or handle me. And so they went and had me put up as a ward of the court, and I stayed a ward of the court until I turned 18 years old.
That meant that you lived in foster homes?
Yep.
But none of those foster homes ever wanted to adopt you?
No.
Were you hoping for that?
I was, because I wanted a decent family.
You're not a ward of the state anymore at 18.
No.
And so then what happens?
I went, got on my own, got my own place, and been on my own ever since. I met Pam in 1988. She worked at Burger King, and some mutual friends that we knew was throwing a going away party for me because I was going away to truck driving to school.
Okay.
And they invited Pam. We spent the night talking to each other. That's what she liked about me, because, she said that a lot of guys that she was with, they wanted her for just one thing.
Right.
And I didn't.
You were interested in her as a person.
Yep. When we got married, she was pregnant for our oldest.
Okay.
In fact, she was so close to having him that the judge went and said that he wasn't performing the ceremony until he made a phone call. And next thing I know, there's 2 paramedics and a stretcher in the back of the courthouse just in case she
was going to deliver?
Yeah.
She was that close?
She was that close. He came 2 days after we got married.
Okay.
Got married in June of '88 and been married ever since.
So in those years, you both were bringing home the wages from a restaurant, and you had 3 kids. You could make ends meet, or not really?
Not really.
How did you get by?
We got partial assistance for food stamps.
Okay.
And that helped us out. And then because we weren't making that much, we got partial help on paying our utilities.
Okay. And then you could get by?
Yeah.
But there were years when you didn't have enough money to pay your bills?
Nope. People stepped in and helped.
Okay.
Get them caught up. And,
okay.
Then when I got the job working at Lear, it was really easy for me to live comfortably.
Okay. So there were times you went without food?
Yep.
Okay. Not anymore?
Not anymore. The last year or so of my mom's life, Pam, my wife, and I moved in with her to help take care of her. Right. And then when she passed away, she left the trailer to me and my wife, because the trailer was already handicap accessible for my wife.
When you move into that trailer, Pam has already begun her decline with her disease.
Yeah.
Do you remember what her disease is about?
Yeah, it's called factor V mutant mutation. Means that it can perform for doing blood clot any time, any
Okay.
place in her body. That's how she lost her legs.
Okay.
My mom passed away in 2011, and at the funeral home, there was two pastors there, Pastor Emily and Pastor Paul, and I happened to ask them if if Discovery had anybody that made visits to people that were homebound and couldn't make it out. And Pastor Emily stepped in and said that she'd be more than happy to.
Right.
And so the next day she brought me over a Bible, and she sat and talked to me about God, and I've been coming to Discovery ever since.
What was that like to be a brand new person coming to this church?
I couldn't ask for anything better.
Oh, really? That's really good to hear. How come?
People at Discovery, they made me feel welcome right off the start, and I just couldn't ask for a better church to belong to.
And then things deteriorate at home with the trailer.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. You want to share about that?
It turns out we got a visit from the Kent County Health Department, and they ordered the trailer condemned.
Yep.
So we had to move out.
So this is the hard part of this conversation, Joe, because that was a rough 6 months.
Lost my wife.
Because she
went into a nursing facility.
Yep.
Because she needed 24-hour care that 7 days a week that David and I couldn't give to her.
Right.
And so she went into a nursing facility where they're more capable of handling her condition. But I lost my wife, Pam, and I lost my two puppies.
Where does David go?
He goes to Grandpa. So I lost David.
Yep.
And that was hard.
Right.
And it's still hard.
Right. And you're really not in touch with who?
My son Mike and my son Doug. With the help of Bobby and Lauren, they're the ones that helped get me into, and the church helped get me into where I'm at now.
And now what's it like there?
I love it.
Yeah. How come?
The staff there are really nice.
Yeah.
And the guys that stay there with me are really decent.
So if you had a chance to stand up in front of Discovery Church, what would you want to say to them?
The biggest thing is thank you for everything that you've done for me. I can't thank them enough.
Yeah. You have a lot of friends here?
And Mark can tell that too. He says that he can tell I'm very loved by everybody here.
Yeah. And you've been bringing your new friends.
Yep.
Pretty great.
Like I said, I can never thank Discovery enough, and for all the things that they've done for me. And it's to the point to where my Discovery Church family is more of a family to me than what my biological family is.
I think it's important for you to remember there are some things about you, Joe, that make you strong. How did you survive all those years in foster care and a little bit of a rocky marriage and a wife who declines in her health, and then the years of living in Prescott Village and it's declining? Something made you strong.
Honestly, I feel it's my faith.
Yeah.
Even though I never went to church much when I was younger, I still believed in God, and I still had the faith.
Right.
And I knew that God had a plan for me.
Right.
I just didn't know what.
Right. You're an inspiration, Joe.
Thank you.